first time, Elon Musk confirmed that the long-awaited Tesla entry-level car is indeed coming. But with a detail no one expected, it won't be called the Model 2. The news took everyone by surprise, as for years this name had been used informally to refer to the brand's new affordable project. Now, Musk has made it clear that this is an entirely new model with a different proposition, but maintaining the focus on accessibility. And more than that, the car already has a set price, use $15,990, and promises to cause a stir in the global electric car market. The announcement was made during a private event and rekindled the hopes of millions who always dreamed of owning a Tesla but could never afford one. Tesla's new strategy goes beyond the name. The plan is to begin mass production to deliver more than 5 million units per year, something that would put this model on par with popular brands like Toyota and Volkswagen. The Texas factory will be primarily responsible for this endeavor, which should begin to gain momentum in the coming months. The decision not to use the Model 2 name also indicates a shift in narrative. Rather than being a successor to previous models, this car is envisioned as a game-changer, a departure within Tesla's own lineup. Orders will begin much sooner than expected. Starting next month, interested parties will be able to reserve the new model with a symbolic deposit of just $100, fully refundable. Tesla itself expects reservations to explode in the first 24 hours, potentially surpassing 500,000 orders. This would double the record set by the Model 3, the brand's current pre-sale champion. The question many are asking is the company truly ready to handle this massive demand? To keep the project on schedule, Tesla decided to prioritize the United States in the first phase of deliveries. Cities like New York, Los Angeles, Austin, and Miami should be the first to see the new car on the streets. These regions were strategically chosen because of their already established charging infrastructure and Tesla's loyal customer base. Furthermore, they are markets with a high cost of living, which makes an affordable car even more attractive, especially with the possibility of local tax incentives for electric vehicles. The second phase of international expansion is already outlined. In Europe, production will be taken over by Giga Berlin, with production scheduled to begin in March 2026. The right-hand drive version, destined for the UK, will be launched the following month. Japan and Australia will join the schedule soon after, between May and June, while China will have its own version, customized to local preferences, produced directly at Giga Shanghai. Each market will have variations in trim, connectivity, and mandatory features, adapting the car to the regional usage profile. The fact that each continent receives a slightly adapted version shows that Tesla isn't just launching a budget car, it's trying to establish a global product. This entails enormous logistical challenges, but it also reveals the level of ambition behind this project. The company seems determined to make this new model not just a one-off experiment, but a definitive pillar in the brand's portfolio. And if the strategy works, it's quite possible that Elon Musk is creating the first truly universal electric car. Although the vehicle's official name hasn't yet been released, industry analysts believe Tesla may even create a new product line based on it. A more commercial, memorable name could be adopted to reinforce the appeal to audiences unfamiliar with the brand. After all, the goal now is to win over those who've never considered buying a Tesla before. It's a reconfiguration of the target audience that requires new marketing, a new visual identity, and, most importantly, a strategic repositioning of the company. This shift in positioning could have lasting effects on the automotive market. The launch of a Tesla under $16,000 completely changes the current logic, dominated by premium models and high prices. And by doing so, Elon Musk isn't just trying to compete. He's trying to redefine who has the right to drive an electric car. And that, more than the model name, is what really matters. Currently, 537 units of the new model are undergoing the final validation phase, a process where every component, from electronic systems to structural assembly, is inspected with almost surgical attention. This stage is not only to find defects, but also to ensure that mass production doesn't face any surprises that delay the schedule. It's a quiet phase, away from the spotlight, but it determines whether the car will reach the market delivering exactly what was promised, both in performance and safety. And Tesla knows that any slip-up at this stage would be costly, not only in terms of money, but also in terms of credibility. The large-scale production plan has already been outlined and has a start date, September 2025, at Giga Texas. The choice of this plant is no coincidence. It houses cutting-edge technology for manufacturing electric vehicles and is designed to handle high volumes, making it possible to achieve the ambitious goals set by Elon Musk. From there, the goal is to gradually gain momentum, starting with small batches for key markets, and expanding rapidly as early quality and demand results are confirmed. The first customer deliveries are scheduled for December 12, 2025, with a distribution schedule that follows a pattern already tested by Tesla in other launches. Priority will be given to strategic North American markets: New York, Los Angeles, the entire state of California, Texas, and Florida. These regions were chosen not only for the size of the interested audience, but also for their proximity to logistics centers and the density of charging stations, which facilitates the initial experience for new owners. Starting in late December, the delivery schedule will begin expanding to the Northeast United States and the Pacific Northwest, regions where Tesla wants to capitalize on the strong acceptance of sustainable technologies. This gradual phase is a control mechanism. It ensures that any production or software adjustments are implemented before the car reaches more distant markets. This avoids repeating problems from previous launches, where high demand combined with late adjustments created delays and dissatisfaction among buyers. On the global stage, Tesla has already defined a clear sequence. Europe will enter the game in March 2026, with Giga Berlin manufacturing units adapted to local market regulations and preferences. The UK, with its right-hand drive configuration, will receive its first deliveries in April. This adaptation of layout and equipment is essential to maintain competitiveness against European electric models that already dominate the compact segment. Meanwhile, Japan and Australia will join the queue between May and June 2026. Both markets are seen as strategic: Japan, due to its compact urban vehicle culture, and Australia, due to the growing need for efficient vehicles in a vast territory with a still expanding charging infrastructure. Tesla intends to position the new model as an electric car for everyone, but with minor customizations to meet the specific needs of each market. China, the world's largest electric vehicle market, will receive an exclusive version produced at Giga Shanghai, starting in the third quarter of 2026. This model will feature features and adjustments designed to compete directly with local brands like BYD and Wuling, which dominate sales with extremely competitive prices. This move is vital, as China is both a commercial battleground and a showcase for the rest of the world when it comes to the adoption of affordable electric vehicles. This time, Tesla decided to learn from past mistakes. After the turbulent launch of the Model 3, marked by delays, initial flaws, and assembly criticism, the company decided to prioritize quality from the first prototypes of the new affordable model. Instead of rushing to get the car on the streets, Elon Musk authorized a more cautious schedule, focused on ensuring the vehicle delivers what it promises. This care is reflected in a new, rigorous checklist. No less than 4,386 items must be 100% validated before the first production car is released. It's a clear shift in mindset: less rush, more precision. In addition to the thorough inspection of each component, Tesla added 96 additional safety validation scenarios that go beyond what is required by law. These include simulations of unusual crashes, integrity tests in extreme environments, and even unexpected software behaviors. The idea is to avoid any risk that could taint the launch. Many electric vehicles fail precisely at this point. They look good on paper, but disappoint when faced with real-world conditions. Tesla wants to anticipate this by delivering an entry-level car with reliability close to that of a well-maintained used model. This obsession with quality has an obvious reason. The brand knows this new car will be millions of people's first experience with a Tesla. Any initial defect could trigger a cascade of distrust, especially among more conservative buyers. Therefore, the goal is for the first models delivered to already display the maturity and robustness of a car that has spent 3 years on the road. The proposal is bold, but it's the kind of requirement Elon Musk understands as essential to sustaining the brand's reputation. At the same time, this focus on quality is a direct response to rumors that have circulated in recent years about the project's supposed cancellation. Some said the new affordable Tesla had been shelved because of Chinese competition, or because profits were too low to justify the effort. Others claimed Musk was more interested in launching the robo-taxi, and that the Model 2, as many still call it, was just a marketing illusion. But Tesla's own financial reports tell a different story. The affordable model was never off the table, and was always planned for 2025. What seems to have changed is the communication strategy. Instead of fueling the hype with teasers and vague promises, as it did with the Cybertruck, Tesla opted for strategic silence. Confirmations came in installments, with Elon Musk remaining evasive until everything was ready to be revealed. This caution, unusual for a company known for its bombastic announcements, seems to be part of Tesla's new philosophy: less spectacle, more concrete delivery. The launch of the new model will be the true barometer of this change in stance. But that doesn't mean the project was easy to maintain. With revenue and profits falling in 2024, Tesla found itself under pressure to deliver results. The new model, priced under $16,000, became the main bet to turn the tide. It's not just a cheap car, but a product with the potential to reverse the company's downward trend. If successful, it will be remembered as the model that saved Tesla during one of the most difficult moments in its recent history. The challenge, of course, is to deliver all this without repeating the Model 3's problems. The car needs to be affordable, yet reliable. It needs to be simple, yet still feel like a Tesla. It needs to save on components, but without seeming like a gross downgrade. Tesla is treading a delicate line between cost and perceived value, and any misstep could jeopardize the entire project. Therefore, every detail of the production process is being scrutinized. There's no room for improvisation. This careful consideration also explains the decision to use an existing platform as a foundation, rather than creating an entirely new architecture. By reusing elements from the Model Y and Model 3, Tesla can reduce technical risks, speed up the validation process, and save billions in development costs. The idea isn't to reinvent the wheel, but to deliver a functional, robust, and, above all, affordable car. And, at this point, every screw counts. The decision to use the same production line as the Model Y is a strategic move to cut costs without completely compromising the brand's identity. Rather than developing a new process from scratch, Tesla decided to adapt what already works, focusing on efficiency and scale. The new model will be assembled side by side with its bigger siblings, but with a logic entirely focused on simplification. This doesn't just mean changing materials or removing accessories, but redesigning the very idea of what a Tesla needs to be to still carry that name, even with the lowest price in the company's history. The panoramic roof, one of Tesla's trademarks, is gone. In its place, a rigid panel in the same color as the bodywork. This change, besides making the car cheaper, eliminates the need for a reinforced structure and heat shielding, which increase production and maintenance costs. For many, this may seem like a loss, but within the package of a 15.9-seat 990-liter car, these details make all the difference. The same goes for the doors. No elaborate opening systems or automatic motors, just the basics for safe opening and closing. The rear end has also been slimmed down. Gone is the sleek light bar that runs across the back of the Model Y. Instead, a simple painted panel fulfills the aesthetic function without the added cost of components and electrical systems. This decision follows the same logic applied to the front lighting, reducing everything that isn't essential to the driving experience. It's as if Tesla conducted a thorough audit of every part of the car and asked, "Is this really necessary?" Inside, the concept of cutting goes even deeper. The rear screen has been removed, something already being tested in simplified versions of the Model 3 manufactured in Mexico. Instead, passengers will be encouraged to use their own smartphones connected to the car via an app. This reduces hardware costs, system updates, and even energy consumption. The main multimedia center will be maintained, but with more limited features and an operating system optimized to run on cheaper processors. The center console has been redesigned, now lower and more compact, with cup holders inspired by the Cybertruck's design. The speakers have been reduced from 15 to 10, and the ones in the A-pillars have been eliminated. In place of the traditional premium vegan leather trim, a durable, less expensive, and easier-to-clean fabric is used. This change alone represents a savings of up to $400 per unit. Naturally, this means the seats won't be heated or ventilated, but the idea was never luxury. It was access. The steering wheel will be smaller, with a simpler look, without the experimental yoke shape used in other models of the brand. It will retain the multifunction buttons, but will lose advanced tactile sensors. Furthermore, the traditional gear shifter has been eliminated. Steering functions will be available through the central screen, as is already the case in the latest models. This simplification trend isn't aesthetic, it's industrial. Fewer moving parts mean less maintenance and lower production costs. Even the glass is expected to undergo changes. Instead of the double-layered soundproofing used in the Model Y, the new model could feature simple glass, which is cheaper and easier to replace. The interior door panels, which in the more expensive models feature soft materials and RGB ambient lighting, will be replaced by solid surfaces and a simple white sheen. Each trim sacrifice represents one less line on the cost sheet, and it's this combination of details that allows Tesla to reach its final target price. Looking at the car as a whole, it's clear that Tesla isn't offering a cheap version of its previous models, but rather a vehicle with a completely new proposition: functional, straightforward, and intentionally simple. The challenge will be to make the public understand this proposition without expecting this entry-level car to offer the premium experience of its more expensive siblings. Because, in this case, the wrong expectation can be the worst enemy of a project that, in essence, was born to make history. To deliver a Tesla for just $15,990, bold choices were needed, and some of them will divide opinions. Performance, for example, will be more modest than in the brand's traditional models. Range is expected to be around 400 kilometers, equivalent to about 250 miles, using a smaller capacity battery based on LFP cells. This type of battery is already known for being cheaper and more durable, but it delivers less energy relative to its weight. Still, Tesla is betting that this range is more than sufficient for urban use and daily commutes for most drivers. The focus now isn't on impressing on the track, but on democratizing access to electric mobility. To this end, Tesla is investing in a 48-volt electrical architecture, more efficient and lighter, combined with a new motor, designed to cost just $1,000 per unit. This configuration represents a quiet revolution. Less maximum power, yes, but with unprecedented value for money in the segment. The idea is for consumers to forego speed and aggressive acceleration in exchange for economy, practicality,